prior to the break, we were deep in the discussion of social equity, and I think part of the conversation stems from the notion that big companies who are entering the cannabis market and doing it big owe something to our community in the way of social equity. Certainly, the government has acknowledged that. City leaders here in Los Angeles have acknowledged that through a social equity program throughout California. In Oakland, that's popping off. But we also left off with the notion that, are we stepping up to the plate? Are we bringing our best game into the industry, and how that plays out among the small business owners? And will big pharma take over cannabis? I get sick of even hearing that conversation.
I know.
Oh, big
I don't
pharma's
never let
going
none
to
of
take
that worry me.
over, and once they get in it, no one's going to have an opportunity.
Well, there'll be an
Nonsense.
opportunity. There'll just be new players at the game.
And let's talk about some of those new
And so
players,
that's
because you're working with
ultimately-
some of them.
No, what I mean is if people are now valuing it as a potential investment opportunity, then the pharmacies are now doing that. Then it allows, if they come in, it allows for competition, but it also allows for new entrepreneurs to be able to develop their own industries in order to compete with that, or to at least provide a necessary value on that chain of supply.
That's where all the ancillary companies come in,
Yeah.
So, I mean, big pharma or whoever, they
All right,
involved
so
in everything anyway, or
it
all
is a
these big
reality
corporations
show.
involved in everything anyway. So you got mom and pop stores that are surviving right now with all this corporations and all these things going on. 99-cent stores, corporate 99-cent stores. Then they got these.
That's my point, Ecor.
So I never really worry about the competition. I don't even look at competitions, especially being an athlete, former athlete throughout my life. I never really worry about the next entity, the next
The
athlete,
next best player.
I don't worry about that. I
Right.
just worry
You
about
just
what I'm going to
compete.
do. I'm going to worry about what I'm going to do because they're going to see me as well. They're going to see me.
So as our small-time cannabis entrepreneurs, cannapreneurs, we used that phrase many years ago here on the Marijualogist, talking to different entrepreneurs who were entering the cannabis industry for the first time. So are cannapreneurs afraid of success? By that I mean, are they scared to step? Are they scared to come out of the shadows? Are they scared to announce or at least file what they earn from the cannabis industry? Are they willing to be a part of the mainstream of the American economy? And that means paying taxes. So are we seeing that there's a problem with cannabis dispensaries here in Los Angeles who are afraid to step out into the limelight and become a legitimate business? And that's where the competition is, to me, really going to be created. When people stop being afraid of getting busted by the law or being found out, like these collectives right now, these dispensaries right now who are not charging tax on cannabis when you know that the law includes tax and regulate. Come on, guys. You know you're going to get kicked in.
Eventually.
You know you're going to get
Getting last
raided.
little rent money going on.
And they're looking at you like, come on, dummy. You black, you fast track. There's a Johnny Cochran reference for you. If you're black, you on the fast track when it comes to opening a business in Los Angeles, a cannabis business right in your neighborhood. You know you don't have to go to Culver City or Century City and pay massive rents. And oh my God, I can't afford that. How do I get started? You can go down and rent the local bodega that used to be there. Or find something in your neighborhood. So
now that's something.
Milan, I know you have some
Let's
insights
talk
on
about
this.
that because you mentioned two things. Well, you mentioned renting first of all, and the second thing was
Say that.
whether they're afraid of success. I don't know if it's being afraid of success as much as it is
Not knowing.
perhaps an absence of, say, financial literacy, of not knowing how to value your own work, and that can be placed not just on our community, but even. So anyone who's an artist can identify with that. So anybody that's an artist can identify with that. The second thing is we need to understand better understand how investing works, and how we can apply that to bringing things back to where you came from. To build back better.
A lot of us, in our communities haven't been educated enough or taught we've been only taught or showed how to spend money.
Yeah.
Not to acquire it and maneuver it. And then the maneuvering that we have learned is a survival tactic. It's just surviving in this society that we're living under and
Right.
in.
But you said yourself, you're as an athlete, you're not really connected to what the other person is doing. But you do owe it to yourself, right, to see what the opponent, how he's built,
most definitely.
see where his
Most
weaknesses are,
Most
to see
definitely.
where you can best adapt
exactly
your speed, your technique, or whatever you need
just
to do to get in and
watching.
win.
That's what I do.
And so all I'm asking is, I think for our community more is to do that, just that, to look inward in your community, find the genius in your community that's already developing these things, and don't hinder them. Meaning that there's a lot of kids that could have been fantastic entrepreneurs, whether in this in the cannabis industry or otherwise, in any industry, but yet the fear of failure, plays a part. The fear of success plays a part. There's a lot of what they call
it's a lot of factors.
Yeah, but ultimately we want kids to be fearless, in the way they approach entrepreneurism.
But let me ask you a
They
question.
can approach any business like that.
But let me ask you a question.
And that has a lot to do with financial literacy. If you know how much your work is worth.
In the minority community that you deal with, and you're around minorities all the time, so am I.
Yeah.
I kind of base it off of, I don't hear these conversations in these homes or these circles or these, hoods that I'm in. You're not even hearing these. All you're hearing is the basic surface stuff like, hey, they legalizing it now. That's it. And then that'd be it,
Right.
And then when you are a pioneer or visionary and you speak on it, a lot of times it goes over the head. A lot of times, you're like an alien. Speaking.
I think it's funny. Every generation has this generation that, or this artist, or some, because we do hear it. We do hear the lessons, about whether we know it or not. It's usually found in icons of music or otherwise. It's usually not found in our families unless you happen to come from.
That's why I said earlier.
One of my families that we're kind of cool.
Home and in its own hometown.
What was that?
That's why I said earlier, a prophet is without honor in his own home and in his own hometown.
Yeah, even Jesus had to get out of where he
That's right, exactly.
They was like, yo, that's James' brother, right?
They like, hold on,
that's
man.
Jimmy's brother.
They like, no, man, you the carpenter's son?
Come
Man,
on,
he used to live
man.
next door to me, man. Like, dude, I saw your man's walk on water,
for real,
dog.
he was a
I
shitty
saw your man's.
he might as well, man, he's a shitty carpenter. He might as well did another job,
They
man.
like, what?
So
He wasn't
utterly
really good at building
sacrilegious.
shit.
They like,
And
what?
with that, we'll
Man.
wrap out our live.
They like, your man Jesus. Like, yeah,
broadcast.
man, I saw him walk on water, dog.
But
I'm
you know,
telling you.
Of tonight's live
but
episode of the
ultimately, he
Marijualogist.
was a rebel. He had to think outside of his cause, but understand, maybe not be swayed by what's happening within the circle, to look beyond what's happening, to see that there's opportunities, whether your mom likes it or not, whether your Christian values dictate it or not.
Right.
It's up to your moral compass on how you spin this. Now, ultimately, it's been spun as criminalization, but now that's moved on. And so what there needs to be is more articulate conversations like you and I are having to discuss not just cannabis, but the lifestyle of, the same way someone can go into a store and get a beer and there's no problem. No one ever sees anything different about it. And the difference is, the only thing that happens when you just get really good at PlayStation. That's about the worst case scenario of smoking some bud. It's like
It's hilarious.
But I've never once wrapped my car around a tree. I've never gone, beat my wife and
Never stole from my family. They had
got
to go
so drunk that I ended up
stole
in
the
AA.
last of the money.
Now,
from my kids' piggy bank.
not to diminish that, because this is not a crutch, but ultimately we've grown up with such a healthy attitude towards it that we understand it as the plant, as the natural herb that it is, and we're now understanding that collectively as a culture, but we're not understanding it collectively as conscious capitalists.
And even the people that
You
smoked
see
it
here what I
early,
mean?
no doubt about that. No doubt about
We
that.
understand what it means, in theory, but we don't understand what it means in practice.
But a lot of people are being educated more. Even all the smokers who smoked way back in the day, who were before their time, so-called before their time, smoking the flower, they're even being, even myself included, being educated even more now, understanding this flower way more than I did when we were just buying Reggie's, Stress, with seeds in it and stuff. We was just smoking, the good.
We saw the evolution of this. We're just,
oh man,
just dumbfounded. Like, yo, this is
it's
the dude.
amazing.
Dude used to in New York. I used to have to go get it and you had to slide open the door, and they had to slide in the door. You put it right there, and I had to throw the money, slide that shit back.
No doubt.
You know, straight old
No
school.
doubt.
That's the projects, man.
Yeah, the can come down. We put the
That's
money
the
in.
projects. That's the
Whatever
project.
you put the money
I didn't
in
even
there.
get that far. You had cans and shit.
They
Like,
get all the way down out the window.
I
put it
never
there,
saw the
put it back
intricate
up on the
details
screen,
of it.
on the screen.
Oh,
Put it back up the
man.
window, and then your bag come back
all
down
I know
in
is
the
the
can.
motherfucker had an iron door with a fucking old school bolt that, you know, them project doors, them heavy ass
For
doors
sure.
with the iron bolt that
sure,
just
they been
hit
through
up
all
against the doors. You
All
couldn't
that.
bar that shit. Nobody
All
was
the
breaking
spots.
that in.
Exactly. I done seen it all. When it
But
comes
we've
to
seen
spots.
the evolution, and now all of a sudden we've seen uncles, we've seen our family members, we've seen people not only get criminalized for it, but go to jail, have to spend time at the detriment of their families, lose jobs, with zero payback, to now see a $1 billion industry develop all around them with no value to them.
I mean, giving
Even
guys,
though they've spent 5-6 years behind bars for specifically possession of marijuana, possession, you know, of cannabis, of what now is a $1 billion industry with zero social equity involved. Now that's something that needs to be addressed.
And we're going to do that right
Yeah,
here
I'm
in the
one.
coming
I
months.
was one.
It's Black History Month.
Yeah.
It's Social Equity Month. Black
February
folks, stay
1st.
tuned. We're going to be bringing some leaders from our community, from our people, from our own, who are going to help educate you on how to take advantage of the great opportunities that are available through social equity. Guys, I want to thank you both. Before you leave, nobody get up and go.
No doubt.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's thank Michael Norville for joining us here
I'm sure.
early in our first segment of the Marijualogist tonight. Also want to thank Mailon Rivera, and of course, always my co-producer and my best friend, E-Quarter Wolf. Stay tuned. Listen, we're going to replay the Marijualogist, but at 8 p.m. tonight is a live episode of the Wolf's Den. Give them one more plug before we go, Wolf.
Yes, tonight, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Tune in. Stay here. Just 2 hours from now to vibrationfrequency.com. I'm going to have some hot artists, hot MCs, all women tonight. And for the whole month, I got legendary DJ Silky D. She just called me. I couldn't talk to her right now, but she just called me. But she'll be the resident DJ for the whole month, and that's a beautiful thing. That's a blessing to have her. You know, so all you ladies that are out there watching, tune in and watch these ladies get down and represent womanhood. All the MCs representing womanhood. We highlighting the woman, because without the woman, I wouldn't be here right now. This brother wouldn't be here right now, or that brother over there wouldn't be here right now. You dig? Or any of those women wouldn't be here right now. So let's send a shout out to all
8 p.m.
of us.
Pacific tonight.
8
live
p.m. Pacific
episode
Standard Time
of the
at the Wolf's Den. You did.
right.
I'm gonna send a shout out to my homegirl out there in Hanover, out
Longest
there in
rap
Germany.
out on earth. What the hell?
Yeah,
Let's
my
get out
homegirl
of here.
Angela out there in Germany. Shit. Thanks for tuning in, mama. You know, Bridge get well. She's been sick, everything. So I want to send a shout out to Bridget.
No doubt.
Get well. And send us out to my moms and and everybody. LA Talk Live, Rich, Milan, Michael Norville. And we out of here, y'all. Ow.